Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be having a little bit of fun with a 5-star version of Man-Thing. So we're going to take this character up to rank 3, and then dive into a little bit of Act 5 content. I wanted to go into some very buff-heavy matchups first, and then test them out potentially on the Vigor path, I reckon. Just to, you know, have a little bit of a play about with this champion, and see how good he is. Because I've heard some very mixed stuff from the Content Creator Program reviews so far, and a lot of content creators were at New York Comic Con, so they didn't get the opportunity to post videos. So yeah, I think a little bit is known about Man-Thing so far, but he seems like an okay addition. I don't think there's anything like super insane about this champion. However, he does look quite fun to play on very buff heavy matchups, especially with the Mystic Dispersion Mastery. So I think that's where we're going to start today, is by going into Act 5, what is it, Chapter 4 and Quest number 2, the Resilience path here. Man, this one is a personal favorite of mine to test out any new Mystic champion on. So yeah, let's get Man-Thing to a special 2, and then we can use that to convert what is it, all of the buffs into poison, kind of like Dr. Voodoo. So yeah, hopefully this should be a bit of a fun one, mate, bit of a fun one, but we'll see how it turns out. Let's use the heavy attack, kind of pop that pustule as well, but as long as, what is it, the opponent does have a buff active, any medium attack generates a little bit of agitation. But if you fire off the special 2, look at that poison conversion, man, 4 poison conversions. And yeah, enough power to get us pretty much back up to another special 2. So for these resilience nodes, he's yeah, quite fun, man. Quite working out in an interesting manner so far. Let's fire that one off. Dodge that. And there we go, boys. Straight in the bin. So that's, you know, you pretty much dream scenario for Man-Thing. But in a scenario like that, much like many other Mystic champions, you can have a proper fun time. But we'll look at him in a couple more resilience matchups, just because that was just so enjoyable, man. And then we'll go for, I think, the standard Vigor path to test some slightly more balanced matchups, where we don't have an excess of buffs just to constantly like squirt into poison. I'm still not really too sure about some of the sound effects coming from Man-Thing's special 2, but hey, man, I assume that they could be worse. They could be worse. Right, I got a little bit battered there, lads. A little bit battered, but let's go for a 5 combo. Special 2, special 2. All those armor breaks and poison are a very nice time. I think we can, yeah, go for another one there. Look at that, mate. He just absolutely dominates this node. So much poison. But the poison isn't like anything like super crazy either, but 13 armor breaks as well. It's just a fun time, man. It's just a really fun time against the resilience nodes. But again, this is a beyond optimal matchup for Man-Thing, and I think we do have one more resilience fight with the class disadvantage here in the form of Luke Cage, so we'll see how this one turns out. But I must admit that, what is it, the 4 buff nullify on the special 2 is a pretty nice time. You know, this champion is going to be somewhat enjoyable to play in matchups where you do have a ridiculous amount of buffs, but again, those matchups are maybe a little bit rare, and also these are additionally optimal scenarios, just because these champions aren't poison immune, and a lot of the characters that do have a lot of buffs do tend to have, you know, be in the cosmic class and be characters that are poison immune. Come on, mate. Let's get that special 2 out, yeah. Right, perfect. Let's fire that off again. Wonder if I'll prioritize the indestructible. Oh yeah, straight away. Fantastic. That's sick. It does feel really nice in this matchup, man, just to spam the special 2. Let's go again. And I think if we use a heavy attack, we can pop all those pustules as well. I think we can see what a special 3 looks like. And after the special 3, I think you get 2 pustules on the opponent. And also you get a Fury, so you can deal a little bit more damage after that. And also his Awakened ability can give you a bit more Fury as well for a bit more damage output. So I think he does function well as a Mystic champion from at least some of the matchups that we have seen so far. But hey, not a bad time against Luke Cage at all there. So now we've had a look at some really optimal Man-Thing gameplay. Let's have a bit of an explore on some kind of like mid-tier optimal matchups where there are going to be like a few buffs, but not like an insane amount of buffs. So hopefully this is going to give us a bit of a clearer picture of exactly how good this champion is. So we got the class advantage to start off with against Venom Pool, so hopefully this this one is going to go quite well. I think if we get to a special 1 here, kind of apply the poison, that is what we're looking for. We don't start off with buffs, so we can't immediately ramp up the agitation here, which means that we do have reduced damage output and also a 0% chance to nullify on base. But, okay, right, let's see if we can go for a heavy attack there. We've got the poisons. That should somewhat mitigate the regeneration and actually gets us quite quickly back up to another special 1. So that's not too bad, man. That's not too bad. Right, medium there, straight into SP1. I quite like the rotation of getting, like, pretty much the special 1 back instantly. Like, that is really, really nice. Let's go for another parry. Straight into heavy attack. We got 10 of those now. And again, man, that really wasn't too bad. That was some pretty, that's an alright performance there for a 5-star rank 3. We can get even more damage if we did have access to his awakened ability, so not too bad for a first fight there. Let's see if we can go for the Angela matchup now. I'm thinking those special 1s, because if you pop the pustules, or the pustule buffs of a heavy attack, they gain increased potency on the poison and also the armor break, so they kind of do seem like the way to go. Let's see if we can find a good in on Angela here. Because she has a buff at her base, we can immediately start gaining the, what is that, agitation increase. Right, come on, Angela, we need that heavy. Let's see if we can heavy counter, and we didn't nullify any of those just because of Angela's chance to, like, not nullify stuff. Oh, that's rubbish, mate. So Angela is, not a great matchup by the look of it either. But let's keep on going, man. Let's keep on going. Let's see what we can do. Heavy counter there. Didn't quite work out. I like that the heavy is just one singular hit, though. That is always a good time. Just makes heavy countering in the right scenario a little bit easier. But I think the fact that the special 3 applies like 3 of those pustules, or the special 3, the special 1, should I say, probably makes it the best special by the look of it, unless you need to nullify, in which case it's probably the special 2. But yeah, we're not popping any of those pustules, man, so maybe we just want to try and go for special 2s there. There we go, a little bit of squirty swamp damage there. And another 5 combos straight into special 1, and Angela is down. But that was a little bit of an awkward matchup, just because we couldn't utilize our poison there at all. So it's kind of like fighting a poison immune character to a certain extent there. And it looks like a fair bit of damage does come from the poison man. So I'm not too sure how this man will fare in a poison immune matchup. But let's go on Dr. Voodoo here. See if we can build up to a special 1. This is actually quite a good matchup because he starts with a bit of regeneration and a buff. So we can start building up our agitation here early on. And then if we go in for a heavy attack, let's detonate those. Oh, okay, we're a little bit over what we needed there. I think if you had like, I got 4 points of Mystic Dispersion, but it kind of looks like 3 would be the sweet spot for this character. Because 4 seems like it's maybe a little bit too much power. If you push to the special 2, you're losing kind of that heavy, that special 1 heavy rotation, which I think is what you want to fire out. Right, there we go. Final one. Intercept with a special 1. Just chuck some more swamp at this man, and there we go. Not too bad. I think he is a bit of an interesting character, man thing. And again, we can get a bit more firepower on this lad if we were to ramp him up to like the special 3 and then special 1. Or if we did have the awakened ability, gives him a small additional fury as well. Actually, I don't think it's that small. I think it's about 70-80% of his like base attack there. So it could be a very nice addition for the champion. Alright, let's fire off the special 1. Maybe I don't want to use medium heavy. Maybe I just want to go straight into special 1. Because yeah, I'm getting a little bit too much power by the look of it. Oh, maybe I can counter that. I'm pretty sure you can counter the timing of that SP1. Right, let's go, mate. I think that'll sort that man out. Yeah, that was a really, really good fight against Wolverine. It kind of just seems like that special one heavy attack is like the way to go in terms of the rotation there. But let's move on to... who do we have next? Wolverine X23. See if we can do it, man. See if we can have a pretty good fight against her. But I don't really know how I feel about Man-Thing so far. I think I like the character. He is a little bit... I feel like he's going to be a little bit niche in the wider game and mainly used on Alliance War defense. But I think he's going to have, you know, some uses in some events where you can utilize his Nullify, and there are lots of buffs, or maybe there's some sort of poison vulnerability, because that is a node we do occasionally see pop up, and there really just aren't many champions that deal some form of poison damage. But I would say that Mysterio is still the king of poison damage for the moment. Well, actually, maybe here, what I want to do is double medium, and straight into another special one. And then maybe I want to parry. And then fire that one off. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. Really, really good matchup against Wolverine X23 there. 29 hits. I feel like it's a little bit of a slower mode of gameplay as well. But, yeah. Like scenarios where you don't want to give the opponent too many hits. That might be alright. You know, I'm just trying to find some silver linings for this champion, because he can do some stuff to a semi-decent level. Got Nullify, got Bleed Immunity as well. Got a lot of synergy with the Despair Mastery to mitigate healing, I would assume, as well. But also, he does have quite low block proficiency, but if you do have his awakened ability, like below 50%, he just like spams regeneration. I think it'd be a pretty good time. Look at that, regeneration, strong counter there. Managed to mitigate it down from 650 to just 23 per tick. So yeah, that's a pretty effective method to kind of block out healing. And yeah. I think there's some potential there, man. I think there's a little bit of potential. This champion certainly isn't blowing me away, though. I'm getting kind of a very, like, low demigod to high demigod tier vibe from this guy. I think he's going to be a champion that, you know, in like 6 months' time, people are like, oh, you know, that's not too bad. It could have been worse. But maybe aren't overly ecstatic to see. But, you know, a 6-star version of this, man, going to have a little bit more firepower. So, maybe, man. Maybe. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. Right, let's fire off the SP1 there. And also, you are unstoppable while using that heavy attack. So if you can get the opponent into the corner, you might be able to bang out some sweet little stand-up intercepts from that one. And Blade, he does have the reduced debuff duration. So damage is a little bit lower than it would be in this matchup. Yeah, that poison is falling off fast, man. But I certainly do feel the lack of block proficiency on this character. I'll tell you that. Like this lad has just been absolutely whittled down throughout this quest so far. So, yeah, I think I've got a pretty good idea of how he's performing. Should we go for the Deadpool matchup? Let's just go for the Deadpool matchup, because Punisher 2099, he's just going to get wrecked on the block proficiency, I would assume. He's got a lot of hit points, man, well above average. 20,000 is a lot, but that lack of block proficiency, it really does start to chip in, and really will chip in when it comes to some of the later game content there. Kind of around that Cull Obsidian level, without the level of like Cull Obsidian's crazy damage output. So they just need to stop giving these champions like trash block proficiency, man. Need at least that 64% to get some fairly decent endgame sustainability. Oh, this is a beautiful Deadpool matchup so far. Right, can we get heavy counter here? Perfect. 8 stacks, that's completely blocked out. Is it? I think it's like slightly reversing the regeneration as well. So yeah, beautiful, mate. Absolutely beautiful. He's a very solid counter to healing if you can What does it get? Poisons on the opponent. So yeah, certainly not too bad. So that was our very first look in Act 5. I think as well, we'll go for a little bit of Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, just to see if we can like ramp this champion up a little bit, and have a little bit of fun, man. So I'm not too sure exactly how this is going to work out, but it gives us a bit of an idea in a scenario where there are no buffs on the opponent that they do gain naturally, how much his damage output potential could be. And I think in a matchup like this, we might go for a special 3 as well if the timing is potentially right for it. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I think we want to build up to 100 agitation first, or at least try to. Okay, so we got our pustules. Let's go for that. Straight into a special 1. Not really too sure if the agitation is worth building up, because it does decay very, very quickly. I think we might want to try and slow grind it out or something. But let's get the pustules on Winter Soldier here, and then I think what we'll do is spam mediums if we can. Just want to get to a special 3 and see if like the special 3 like seems worth using opportunity wise. Let's fire it off. There we go. Oh, perfect. Set that man on fire. I don't think there's any incineration attached to the special 3, though. Just those glaring eyes. Burn the soul. Alright, so we can go straight into a special 1. Oh, can I connect this? Yeah, that didn't work out too well, did it? We'll take it though, man. We'll take it. I'm not too sure I felt like much of the burn after that special 3. Nice little use of the good old unstoppable there. Oh man, all of our agitation has gone down though. Dude, the agitation mechanic is just so slow and so annoying. I wish it was a bit easier to ramp up. Alright, let's fire off the special 1. Burst all of those. Yeah, look at that. I just don't think there's like too much benefit to wrapping up the agitation by the look of it. Seems like a bit of a pain mechanic. Right, let's hurl some more swamp at this man. Oh. Yeah, I think we're a little bit short there. Maybe I should have gone for a special 3. Yeah, I think that's probably the play to go. If you go like over a special 1, I think you just need to see it out and go for a special 3. Kind of take that damage increase for a short period of time and the pustules off that. So I think here, moving into Assassin's range, let's go up to the special 3. And then we should be able to go straight into... Do you want to go straight into a combo? Let's go, just do double medium heavy, because we've got Pustules to nullify, so we can instantly get to a special 1. Let's go double medium, and then parry, heavy attack, straight into that. There we go. We didn't lose control of that, man, but we did lose our combo meter. That's the thing with Unstoppable, is you can still get, you know, quickly love taps during it. So not the best time. Oh, what do I want to do here? Okay, I probably don't want to use the special 2, I would assume. I mean, maybe I do. Let's just go for special 2. Get a little bit of damage out of that one. Double medium, special 1. Pop those pustules. Yeah, so overall, I think hit-wise, that wasn't like the most hits ever for a 5-star rank 3 against Winter Soldier, but also because the special one's quite slow, and yeah, he just doesn't move too fast in terms of the animations. It's a bit about a slow rotation. I think that was quite a long fight. I think it was about like 6.5, maybe 7 minutes there. So yeah, not like fantastic, amazing damage output. Again, he can get a little bit more via his awakened ability as well. So Man-Thing, I think he's an alright addition to the game. I don't think he's anything like super duper special. But yeah, if you do get this guy, like out of a 5-star champion crystal or 6-star champion crystal, you know, he can do a few things and a few modes of gameplay, I reckon, and he might be a useful champion to have for the future. So yeah, so far I'm getting maybe a bit of a low demi, high demigod tier vibe, but again, it's only my first gameplay video, need to do a little bit more testing. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Man-Thing? Let me know in the comments section below. Do you like this champion? Do you feel like he's a little bit of a disappointment? Personally, I'm very disappointed that this champion doesn't have the XL tag, so you can't, you know, like properly use him for variant 2. Actually, like thinking about the rotation, you might be able to, because there's a lot of heavy attack spam, a lot of special 1 spam, but it'd just be nice to have the option to like throw in mediums as well. That'd be a great time. But yeah, we might test him out in variant 2 at some point, but you know, he seems okay, man. He seems okay. But anyway, let me know what you think about Man-Thing in the comments section below. Please do smash that like button if you did enjoy today's video. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.